We're back out here at the Big Lake once again, and today we're talking about what may be the most versatile fish catching tool that anglers have available to them for those rough, cold winter days. Stick around, you don't want to miss this one. Got him. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a nice one, kids. Oh yeah, right as I'm giving the lesson, that's where they are. Oh, that's a good fish. Stay down. And here is this video's featured comment. Congratulations! If you would like to have a chance to have your comment featured in an upcoming video, all you've got to do is leave a comment. And now, on with the video. Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing, and today we're going to break down and dissect one of the most versatile fish catching tools we as anglers have available to us during those cold summer months. And what is it? Well, it's this guy right here. Now, before you click away, if you don't understand why this is such a versatile tool, then you really need to watch this video. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Lowbrow, that's just a jerkbait. We're seeing all kinds of winter jerkbait videos. They're all over the place on YouTube. I'm going to show you why this one is different. There are different things that you can do with this remarkable bait right here that will get you those tough bites all winter long. It is such a versatile fish catching tool. And you know, I didn't even realize it until I started working it in so many different ways, right? If you're a mechanic and you're working at a shop and you're working on somebody's car and you have a 9/16 nut, well, you need a 9/16 socket to get that nut loose, a 9/16 wrench, right? You can use a crescent wrench to do it, but it's not nearly as good. And if worse comes to worse, well, you can use a pair of pliers or vice grips or something like that. But what you really need is that 9/16 socket. That's going to be the best thing for the job. Well, in a lot of situations, this is going to be the best thing for the job. There's no getting around it. There's no playing with it. That's why these work so well in winter. But if you don't know how versatile these are, and well, you're not working them in all the different ways that they can be worked from top to bottom. These aren't just for deep water boat anglers. They're great from the bank. Trust me, I've caught so many fish on a jerkbait from the bank. I've got video after video of me bank fishing with a jerkbait and having super successful days. Not just at the Big Lake, also at the Little Lake, at the Hatchet Lake. They just work. They are a great tool, and that's what they are. We need to view them as such, as a fish catching tool. So let's go through and look at all the different ways that they can be effective. Now, first up, it's going to be the different types of conditions, right? It's going to be the different types of waters that we're going to be fishing. Out deep, up to the bank. And trust me, a jerkbait can do all of those things. It can do deep, it can do intermediate, and it can do shallow, around cover, around vegetation. But again, you've got to have the right socket for that nut. And I'm going to show you in detail how to figure that out. I'm going to show you which ones work best for which reasons. Like this guy right here. This is a Berkley Stunner. This is the 112. You know, if I can hold it up right side up. This is the Berkley Stunner 112, right? This is a little bit bigger than your standard 110, right? 110 being 110 millimeters. This is 112 millimeters. And I like this, no surprise, out deep. If I'm fishing deeper water, which for me is going to be in that 15, 20 foot range, because that's going to be the absolute deepest that I have out here on the Big Lake. But even in your lake, if your lake gets 50, 60 foot deep, this will still work remarkably well because of the calling power that a jerkbait has, especially out in deep water. When you have these out in deep water, they will call fish from a distance, from a great distance, 30 or 40 yards or more. You'll be surprised at just exactly how far away these can call bass to them. That's why they're so effective in the wintertime. Even when you're fishing them slowly, even when you're creeping them along, they're still super effective. Like I said, this one right here, it's a slow sinking jerkbait. In the wintertime, at its coldest, it sort of suspends, but it still wants to sink just a little bit, which makes it prime for deeper water. Now, if I'm fishing more intermediate water, say if I'm fishing something in that 7, 8, 10, 12 foot area, well, I'm going with my Yo-Zuris. These are a suspending jerkbait. They're not going to get down quite as deep. They're not going to stay down quite as deep, right? These will get down there and they're going to hover at a certain spot, usually around that 4 to 6 range. And that's plenty deep enough because, as we just talked about, these are going to be great at calling bass from a distance. So again, having the right tool for the job is paramount. Water depth is key to your jerk bait selection. Not just temperature, not just conditions, right? But water depth and the type of water that you're fishing. I wouldn't fish this so much in the thick, soupy slop. Now, I have fished it around vegetation and I've had good luck doing that. I've had a lot of good success. But as far as fishing it in the thick hydrilla and around, really thick laydowns and stuff, I'm not going to fish this particular jerkbait in there if I can help it. I've got other tools for that particular job, like this guy right here. Everybody knows the Smithwick Rattling Rogue on this channel. Everybody knows the cat turd. This thing is ugly, but up against the bank, it works so well. This is a floating jerkbait, and you can tell I've modified it. I've got that split shot right there in the end, and this, it doesn't keep it from floating. It still floats, but it slows it up just a little bit so I can work it just a little bit more slowly without having to twitch it to keep it at depth. But around laydowns, around vegetation, around docks, around those types of things, riprap banks, those things that you're going to encounter right up against the bank, that's when I'm pulling this out, because I can jerk it down to depth and then I can let it pause and it will slowly come back up. But you know what? Enough of my yammering. Let's head out to the water and I'm going to show you the different ways, the different types of situations that I'm going to be working these jerkbaits, and, well, just what kind of success that you can have whenever you do have the right tool for the job. All right, we're coming up out here to a little bit deeper water. I've got this Berkley Stunatide on. This is a 112. This is a suspending / slow sinking jerkbait. So deeper water means I can wind it down a little bit and let it, just give it a couple twitches. And nice long pauses. Don't get in any hurry. Got him. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a nice one, kids. Oh yeah, right as I'm giving the lesson, that's where they are. Oh, that's a good fish. Stay down. Oh boy, don't you come up, don't you come up. You stay down. Unless I got him foul hooked, that's a good fish. That's a good fish. Oh kids, that's a good fish. He went after it too, look at that. He went after it. There you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You got to have the right tool for the job. We sure do appreciate that. That is a gorgeous fish. Gotta love it when it comes out that way. Thank you so much for playing. You have a good day. And there he goes. All right, let's go get the next one. Cast it over here, and I kind of want to work it really close to that bank. I'm not going to wind it down. I'm just going to let it do its thing. Remember in the summertime when I did that video about jerkbait fishing in the thick hydrilla and how effective it could be? A lot of that still applies. A lot of that thought process, a lot of the way that, you can work a jerkbait, fish a jerkbait, that's... Just because you're a bank angler doesn't mean you can't work a jerkbait. A jerkbait, I've caught many, many, many fish from the bank with a jerkbait. I've got videos, who knows how many videos of me catching fish from the bank, well, with the cat turd and with the H2O Express jerkbaits. so. Don't be afraid to work it from the bank. Oh, there we go. I got it. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Stay down. Stay down. Are you going to stay down? Ooh, that feels nice. That's nice fish. I hope I didn't foul hook him. Whoa. Come on. There we go. That's another nice fish. And the cat turd comes through. The cat turd has come through. All right, let me get a little bit of length for him. Get a little bit of length for him. Go ahead and get this fish unhooked. Let me get you. All right. Thank you, buddy. What was that about the hookup ratio there, kids? Look at that. Split shots right there. And I still got him. Cat turd doing work again. Amazing, amazing little bait. You know, that's exactly what we expected. It's exactly what we wanted. So don't be afraid to take chances. And there he went. All right, let's go get another one. So as you can see, having the right tool is paramount. It's key. I caught fish just trying to show the lesson. Both times I was trying to work that stunner out deep, ended up catching a fish. I was trying to work that rattling rogue up shallow on the flat, ended up catching a fish. You know, I mean, you can't plan that, but that just shows you how effective those tools can be when used in the right situation. And let's not even forget something like this guy here. You guys know I love a soft plastic jerkbait, and I've used them in countless videos. And this is another tool that goes along with that hard jerkbait when used in conjunction and used in the right situations. This I'm using in that thick, heavy grass. This I'm using in that thick slop. And this I'm letting sink all the way to the bottom because I've got it Texas rigged, right? I've got that hook text post, and this is about as weedless a presentation as you are going to get. And it works amazingly well. Just because it's weightless does not mean that you can't bomb it out there a good long ways. This is a Strike King caffeine shad. It's in the watermelon red flake, and this is what I was using today. Today was a jerk bait kind of day, and I'm telling you what, I was tearing them up. Not just on soft plastic jerk baits, but hard plastic jerk baits, because I was using them in the right situation. And jerk baits are so versatile in the wintertime. You can pick your targets, and I bet you can use a jerkbait in that area. If you're fishing from the bank and you got a lot of riprap bank, you can fish a jerkbait in that area. You know, if you've got a bluff wall, you're fishing from the bank, you got a bluff wall, well, you can use a deeper diving jerkbait. If you're working from the boat, you know, and you've got a shallow flat, you can use a jerkbait. You can use something like this guy right here, an old Rebel minnow, right? These things are great for the winter time because, well, they offer that smaller profile that a lot of the bass are looking for, and they float. So we can work these through thick slop right up against the bank. And on sunny days, as we've talked about, when those bass are seeking that warm water for that sun to warm it up, well, this can be exactly the ticket to draw out those hard bites. Give it a twitch and let it float up to the surface. Give it a twitch and let it float up to the surface. And I'm telling you what, a lot of times it's kind of cool because it's almost like a topwater bite. You'll see the bass come up and inhale this. But you can work these, and you can get deeper and deeper, all the way down to some jerk baits, which I have in my box, that I can work 15 to 20 feet down, like, you know, some of my bigger, really big jerk bait. A jerk bait is a tool with endless variety. So if you're not seeing the variety in them, then I'm telling you, you are not catching all the fish that you can catch with a jerkbait, and you're not using them in all the ways that you possibly could. So there you have it, the jerkbait in all its glory, in all its many types and variations. And if you're not using all those types and variations, well, you're just missing out on all the fish you could be catching, especially now when things are tough. So give it a try, expand your jerkbait horizons, and I know you'll end up catching a lot more fish. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.